So today we're going to work with the jaw. So if you have a jaw or an equivalent, piece of wood, remember the jaw is about 1.2 meters long. If you have a jaw, or even if you have something, depending on the condition in your house, if you have something smaller, like even half of that is a good amount. Sometimes you don't need the entire length of the jaw for solo practice, and sometimes a little bit dangerous with ceilings and lights and televisions and things like that. So you don't need an entire jaw. But if you have one, we'll grab yours. Otherwise, just grab sometimes, as I say, even a much smaller piece of stick. Just anything that gives you the reference point to to have it on your hands. And the most important thing with weapons, from an Aikido perspective, um, in addition to the functional element of the weapons and understanding their nature, for example, the length of the jaw, the fact that has no blade at its side versus the bokken who has a blade, and so on. So all of those are functional elements of the weapons. There are things about their nature which is important to study and to use and to acknowledge. But more importantly than that, the use of weapons in Aikido is to integrate the weapons into our movement. So make the weapons a natural as possible extension of our body movement. So that means that hopefully, in the same way that I know where my right hand is versus my left hand, and my right foot versus my left foot, although uh, sometimes we struggle with that, but in the same way, I should always be aware of what my weapon is doing, where is it pointing, how is it moving, and so on. So it's an act of becoming familiar with the weapon, um, possibly even more important than the specificity of the functionality of the weapon. So there are obviously martial arts that work on the specificity, like Kenjutsu and Iaido and Kendo and Jojutsu, etc. But for Aikido, it's all about integration and harmony of your body with the tool that you are working with. Today will be the jaw. Okay, so please be aware of your jaw at all time and try to integrate it into your body and into your body movement as much as possible. Okay. Great. Hey, nagashimasu. Stand up, please. When you stand up with your jaw, it's always vertical, as close as possible to your body, preventing you from hitting anything around you unless you use it in a different manner. But your basic position is always vertical against your own body, please. Okay, head up and down. And head side to side. And ear to shoulders. Circles one way and the other way. Arms forward and back. And opening, closing, opening, close, open, close, open, close. Right. Touching your back on one side, touching your back on the other side, touching your back one side, and touching the other side. Hey, nice, lucky. Mm. Okay. Anti the side, both sides. Up, down. Sideways. Side. And careful with the next one with your shoulders. If you cannot do it all the way down and all the way around. Just try to just do it over your head, just on one side. Actually, let's just start with that first. Just over your head. So over your head, behind your head, over your head, behind your head. Just make this the circle as small as possible. If your shoulders don't rotate at all, even in that direction, just up and down, or even just front and down, front and down. Okay, so just check the mobility of your own shoulders. Okay, so if they rotate around your head, it's okay. If not, they just up and down as much as they can. Now, if you can take them all the way back behind your back, then that's okay. Just go all the way behind your back, all the way behind. All uh, all the way back, all the way front. And breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Hey, and side to side. Oh, it's up and forward and down. Oh. Your knees front to back, circles one way, circles the other way, down, up, down, up, down, up. On your toes, down, Ish. And your hips, and lowering. Ish. Mm. Hands outside, hands inside. That's outside, inside, outside, inside, and in the middle, pivoting, inside. Oh, up, pivot to the other side. So, and hips up, hips down, hips up, hips down, hips up, and your spine coming up, and shoulders back, and rotating your hips. So, so oh. Okay, with the jaw now, before we go leg side to side, is a good opportunity to challenge our posture and our squat by raising your jaw, putting your shoulders back. First just do that. Raise your jaw, pull the scapula back. Okay, so rather than just simply pushing the arms back, which sometimes we can do, we can just grab and push the arms back, the hands back. Focus on bringing your scapula, your shoulder blades, and your upper back muscles back. Okay, so not just simply sending the arms back. Okay, so up, scapula, shoulder blades down, back, down, up, scapula, shoulder blades back, down, up, scapula, shoulder blades back, down, up, scapula, shoulder blades back, down. So by bringing the scapula and the shoulder blades back, the jaw, the jaw should kind of be above your head or slightly behind your head. So what's going to happen is you're going to grab up, scapula, shoulder blades back, and then while maintaining that position, which is with your jaw as vertical as possible on your head, open your legs and just try to do a squat. Half a squat first. Go down and relax again. Okay, arms up, shoulder blades, scapula. Check that the jaw is on top of your head. Okay, half a squat and up, down. One more time. Up, scapula, shoulder blades back, above your head. Half squat, up, down. All right, so now, you hopefully try to do, a quarter of a squat or a part of a squat, and now try to go deeper. What happens usually with our squats is that when we squat, almost automatically our body goes slightly forward. So normally we go this and the body goes forward, and then we go up. We go down and the body goes forward. You see, sometimes I'm basically exaggerating, but the idea with the hand thing is that you're going to try to go down and try to keep put your body as straight as possible. Okay, so as opposed to just automatically letting it squat and lean forward and up. So by keeping your arm up here, you're going to force your body to stay as vertical as possible while you try to squat. May not be perfect, but it's just a reminder to try to keep your head up. Okay, so hands up, shoulders back. Check that it's up there. And squat, 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 and keep trying to go as low as you can while keeping that posture. And then coming up. And relax. Okay? So do it a few times on your own time. But try to remember, have an overhead squat. Arms up, scapula back, shoulders blade back, jaw is on top of your head. Go down. Squat, squat, squat until as deep as possible. Hold for a few seconds. And come up. Now you don't have to obviously go as deep as that. You can just go as deep as you can. Another way that sometimes helps with your squats is if you have some something, like something stable, that you rest your heels on. Your heels are slightly off the ground. You come up here, and then you come and squat. So sometimes having your heels slightly off the ground, but still connected with something, also helps a little bit as an aid to the squat. It's different from not having anything and just letting the heel go up, because that's just you holding on your toes. If you find like a piece of piece of board, people sometimes use some plate, something solid that you can put your heels on and then practice your same exercise. Sometimes just the fact that the heels are up helps a little bit with the stability and with the control of the exercise. So if you have something like that, otherwise keep practicing without it. Yeah, just making sure that your shoulder blades are back, goes above your head, your knees are following your toes, and that you try to keep that position as much as possible. It's going to be more challenging because of the fixing of the posture. Coming up and down. And again, if you cannot do all the way down like that, if you can only go a little bit and up, anything that you can move is going to be always good. But remember this, because mostly our squats go down and our spine goes forward. And we go 1, 2, 3, and we have to correct that. We cannot always be bending our spine like that. Okay, so I just need to be working out on your squat in that exercise. Okay, so opening your legs side to side. So, lowering one side, lowering the other side. Toes up one side, toes up the other side. Right, hands in front. Change. And in front. Change. Open your legs. Side to side. Hey, forward. And back. Forward. Back. Forward. Hips up. Hips down. Hips up. Hips down. Hips up. Hips down. And hips back. Turning one side. Turning the other side. One side. The other side. One side. And the other side. Side to side. All right, Shiro Kemi. So remember, especially if you have a small space, whenever you are rolling with weapons, especially with the jaw, your jaw remains as vertical as possible, as opposed to kind of going boom back into your head and just hitting something. So try to keep your jaw as vertical as possible as you perform your roll on both sides. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now, just because we're going to practice later on, tomoe nage, okay, with your arms, you're going to be leading your partner with your shirokemi. put your jaw in a horizontal manner and go one and back. Your arms going back, but you're never really your head touching the ground. So keep your head off the ground, but this time your arms are going to go back while you grab the jaw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the way up to your knee. Let's go back again with our jaw in our normal posture, which is vertical posture. Keep it pointing up, please, again. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so just put your jaw on the side for the moment. The next exercise we're going to do is for these cases when sometimes when practicing with jaw, someone sweeps your leg. It's a very annoying ukemi. Thankfully we don't do it very often. Apart from the jaw sweeping your leg, another time when your legs go up, for example, is an Aikido toshi. When a person goes under you, grabs your legs, both, and sweep them up to the side. So in those cases, the ukemi is strongly led by the lifting of the leg, which is a very uncomfortable action to take. It's obviously very counterintuitive. But so in order to practice this type of ukemi, sometimes people call it ushiro otoshi. Okay, it's like a drop. Basically, it's the same as our usual ushiro ukemi. Okay, but with a stronger emphasis of the front leg raising up. Okay, stronger emphasis of the front leg raising up. Almost, even if in this case you, just for the sake of the practice, kind of divide it into two stages, into two feelings. Stage 1, raising your leg. Step 2, taking ukemi. Usually that doesn't happen. Usually the upper body and lower body go together. One side and then the other side. Okay. But in this case, because we want to pay attention to the sweeping of the leg, please try to see if you can separate that action into two. Raising your leg, taking ukemi. The other side. Raising your leg, taking ukemi, and so on. Pay attention or pay more awareness to the raising of the leg because there will be a sweeping of the leg sensation. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And up to your knees. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing, but from the knees. Again, the sensation is that the leg raises first because there's going to be that sweeping sensation, and then ukemi after. Just a quick reminder of something that sometimes we conceptualize a little bit wrong. Sometimes when we are sitting down on our bum like this, and we do Shiro ukemi, so our basic ukemi, we'll both hands tap at the same time. For example, we go, oh, both tap at the same time and up. Boom, both tap at the same time and up. But remember that when both hands tap at the same time, structurally, that is assuming that your both shoulders are also arriving to the mat at the same time. That is hardly ever the case. More often than not, you are turning your hip, therefore you are turning your shoulder in one direction, and therefore one hand arrives first and the second hand later. One hand first and the second hand later. In Yoko Ukemi, that is very obvious. It's always one side, the other side, one side, the other side. But sometimes in Ushiro Ukemi, it's not so obvious, but it still exists. not all the time both hands, both shoulders arrive at the same time. Usually one arrives a little bit before than the other hand. Okay, so when you do this Ushiro Otoshi, that becomes even more important because this leg is raising up, which means this part of the body is going down to the floor first. So one, the other side, up, two, and the other side, three. Otherwise, it will. Otherwise, if we are always used to tapping both hands, means this part of the leg goes up, and somehow I try to force, especially that side, that shoulder, to find the mat. But it's not possible because this leg, this hip, is going in that direction. Therefore, my shoulder cannot go in that direction. It will be very limited in motion. So raise your legs, take Ushiro Ukemi, but both hands don't find the mat at the same time. The opposite hand finds it first, the second hand finds it later. Okay? So please raise your leg. Start by raising your leg, taking your Ukemi. Opposite hand finds the mat first, same side hand finds the mat second. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now we can do the same thing, but instead of finishing in Ushiro Ukemi, we're going to end up in Yoko Ukemi, but with the same feeling, the feeling of the front leg being swept, therefore sideways, but now this time going into Yoko Ukemi, not even Ushiro Ukemi. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Remember, the important thing for these exercises is to start, usually upper body, lower body move at the same time. In this one, it's important to visualize the leg moving first and then the ukemi happening after, just because in principle, that's what happens. The leg gets swept, and then your body follows that sweeping. So now that sweeping can be into Ushiro Kemi. That sweeping can be into Yoko Kemi. That sweeping can also be into Senpo Kemi. Okay, so possibly Ushiro Kemi, Yoko Kemi are the safer ones to perform, but there's no reason why if the leg gets swept and you find the possibility to move around into your Senpo Kemi, can take that ukemi as well. Okay, so let's try to do Senpo Ukemi, but with the emphasis of raising that leg first and then taking the ukemi second. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay. So standing up, having your jaw, Una Kobi, okay, with your jaw. Left foot in front, hands in front, Una Kobi. Ho, 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 ho. So down, Furutama, go. Ish. Ish. Hey, the other side. Right foot in front. Una kogi. Ish. Isa. 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 Go. Hey, okay. So, what we're going to do now is to, during the week, we practice Yo Nage, which is our exercise of projecting or doing technique on my partner while holding the jaw. This is a quintessential kind of Aikido exercise that represents connection, that represents integration, and so on, as opposed to, well, possibly very clearly, a practical self-defense action. If somebody has a big stiff and also throws it to you, unless it's a preppy or not even then, an adult can grab the stick and then take it off the hand of the child and then say, don't do that again. But on any other case, the correct responses to anybody projecting a tool towards you is the basic responses of distance, which is either to manage to make the distance, create space, or to shorten the distance to the point where you are inside of the person's space. So those are the only two options. If somebody comes with a strike and comes into here, either I make distance or I shorten the distance in order to be as close as possible for them. The idea of not changing the distance and grabbing the object is, of course, not feasible in any condition. I'd say, unless the person doing it is a baby or a toddler, and even there, sometimes they miss it and boom, you just get hit. Okay. But in this exercise, that's exactly what happens. People going to enter with the projection, and the uke is going to grab the object, and then from there, motion or exercise. Now, that's why it's important to conceptualize. If a person is based on a self-defense idea, they possibly will spend virtually no time in an exercise such as this. But for us, as in practice, because it's an exercise of integration, integrating my movement to the tool and integrating that action to my partner, is an important exercise to practice connection with the tool, extension of the tool into my partner, and extension of all of those two things into a technique. So for our practice, it's important. Obviously, from a self-defense perspective, it's not feasible in any condition. That does not discard for the importance of our practice. So we were doing the following strikes with the jaw that eventually developed into technique. So first of all, we had our jaw. I mentioned during the week 2 of having to jaw. Some people maximizes the jaw. Some people, like in our case, maximizes the body. Okay, that is moving the jaw. Sometimes if we maximize the jaw, we become a little bit lazy with our movement. In our case, we're going to grab the jaw equally and then maximize our body movement in whatever action we take. Okay, because at the end of the day, it's the body what powers the tool, not vice versa. Okay, so with your hands more or less evenly distributed through the jaw. Okay, there were a series of strikes. First 2 were to the head, from the upper level to the head of your partner, from the lower level to the head of your partner. So in both cases, aiming for the sides of the head. So from upper level, head of your partner, lower level, head of your partner. So upper level, head of your partner, lower level, head of your partner. Upper level, head of your partner, lower level, head of your partner. Upper level, head of your partner, lower level, head of your partner. Upper level, lower level, from the top, from the bottom, from the top, from the bottom. So those two first attacks to the head, one coming from the top, one coming from the bottom. Okay? Second one, after the top and bottom, it was the middle. Okay, once again, you use your body as much as possible. From the top to the head, from the bottom to the head, from the middle to the stomach. Inside, from the top to the head, from the bottom to the head, from the middle to the stomach. Top, head, top, head, sorry, bottom, head, middle, stomach. Top, head, bottom, head, middle, stomach. Top, bottom, middle. Top, bottom, middle. Top, bottom, middle. So I think it's very important to be accurate with that invitation from our jaw, because sometimes when we practice with jaw, to do jaw nage, we treat the jaw like if it was it's a stick, but we don't pay we don't offend the jaw. The jaw is a stick, but then we treat the partner like if he was a dog, not a person. And then we just kind of wave the stick in front, and then the person is kind of chasing the stick until they grab the stick. Okay, so that's that diminishing not for the jaw. The jaw is a stick, correctly, but the person is a person, not a dog. So you kind of not wave the jaw in front of it, waiting for the person to grab. Now you present the jaw properly, okay, to the head, to the middle, and then uke reacts properly. If something is coming to the head, uke protects with both hands. If something is coming to the head, uke protects with both hands. If something is coming to the middle, uke moves offline in order to don't get hit. But now those are correct responses to the presentation of the jaw, as opposed to just kind of waving the jaw in front of them, waiting for them to grab it, okay, like if they were a dog. So, okay, that's why it's important to have accuracy on the head, accuracy on the head, accuracy in the middle. And then the uke's responsibility is to react accordingly to that. But Nage's responsibility is to be accurate in presenting that. Okay, so all right. So next two movements is upper level to the head, lower level to the head, medium level to the stomach, lower level to the leg, and inside level to the chest or to the throat. Okay, with both hands. So we practice eventually techniques developed from this. So we'll first be accurate with those actions. So upper level to the head, lower level to the head, medium level to the stomach, lower level to the leg, both hands into the chest or into the throat, or the face. Anything, boom. Now again, double attack. Ryoho ski, sometimes they call it, or morote ski. Sometimes people call it, especially in karate, things like that. But anyway, so upper level to the head, lower level to the head, middle level to the stomach, lower level to the legs, sweeping, both hands in. Okay, remember, after you do your middle level to the leg, to the stomach, back of the jaw comes up and sweeps. Okay, so that's the technique that we were doing before, the Shiro Toshi, okay? Sweeps. And as I sweep, both hands out into the person's body or chest. Okay? So, one last thing. Okay, at the moment we're practicing everything with both hands down. We are not changing yet. Okay, when you do your ski, please do not overswing your ski. You're not playing pool, as Maran Sensei says. Move your body with your ski. Sometimes we do it a little bit. Okay, sometimes we have to because part of our anatomy, but do not exaggerate that swing into the arm. Okay, so upper level to the head, lower level to the head, middle level to the stomach, lower level to the legs, both hands to the chest. One side. Upper level to the head, lower level to the head, middle level to the stomach, Lower level to the leg. Ball hand to the chest. Head, head, stomach, leg, chest. Head, head, stomach, leg, chest. Okay, so first be accurate with presenting the jaw, and then from there, certain techniques develop into the actions. Let's just practice. Let's just practice to finish up with Kokyu-dosa. Let's just practice 3 of them. Okay, upper level to the head, turns around, breathes out. Medium level to the body, comes back, breathes out. Hitting into the chest, comes down. Tomoe nage, projecting with the leg into the stomach or the partner and projecting backwards. Let's just finish with Kokyu-dosa like that for today. Okay, upper level to the head, turns around, up, moves forward with the body, inside, in the middle, sorry, back, moving forward again. All hands attack. The person is going to grab that jaw, hopefully, otherwise they get hit. And then you approach back again, absorb, and take a look at me and project. Okay? So upper level, Kokyu. Medium level, Kokyu. Chest level, Tomoe. Side. Upper level, Kokyu. Medium level, Kokyu. Chest level, Tomoe. Last 2. Upper level, Kokyu. Medium level, Kokyu. Chest level, Tomoe. One more. Last one. Upper level, Kokyu. Medium level, Kokyu. Chest level, Tomoe. And we did more techniques than that, but let's just basically that was the idea. So the idea was to be accurate with your presentation of the jaw, and then to maximize your body movement over maximizing the relying on the weapon to do the technique, relying on your body to do the technique. Okay, let's finish up. Right, right. Hey, arigato gozaimashita. Thank you very much.